given two trees T1 and T2, check whether T2 is subtree of T1. So I have to take the very first node 4, and I'll be given the very first node of T2 and given the very first node of T1. Check whether they are identical or not. So here I have to consider three cases. The first case is if T1 is null and T2 is null, then just I have to return. If T1 is null and T2 is also null, then just I have to return true. If either of this one is null, then I have to return false. If both are not null, then that is a different case. I have to find, if both are not null, I have to find the position of T2 in T1. I'm going to search in a pre-order direction. Pre-order traversal method, root, left and right. So in that case, in the third case, if both are not null, I'm going to search for the number 4. So here I'm going to check whether it is equal to 4. No. Then 2, then 4. Yes, it is equal. So in this case, I'm going to check whether this subtree is equal to this subtree. If that is not equal, then again I have to follow the same direction. If that is equal, then I have to stop my functioning and I have to return false, return true. So how I can write code for that one is, check is subtree of T1 and T2. If both are null, then just return true. If either of this one is null, then just return false. If T1 dot value equal to T2 dot value, so here the values are equal and I have to check whether it is identical or not, and is identical of T1 and T2. If both the subtrees are identical, then just I have to return true. So here true will be returned. Then I don't have to check this one, right? Because I'm already done with the true condition. So that's why I'm taking the OR condition, is subtree of T1 dot left and T2, is subtree of T1 dot right and T2. If either of the condition is returning true, then I am going to just return true. Because it is returning true, it is going to return true. This function is returning true, I'm not going to the right condition and just return true. For example, so here I have to consider is identical of T1 and T2. How I can check whether these two subtrees are identical? So here also I'm just following the same condition. If T1 equal to null and T2 is equal to null, if both are null, then just return true. If the values are not equal or either of the values is equal to null, then just I have to return false. If that is not the case, then finally what I have to check is if both are equal, and I'm going to check whether the left of T1 and the left of T2 are equal. Yes, T1 dot left and T2 dot left. In the same way I have to check T1 dot right and T2 dot right. If either of this one is false, then I just have to return false. So that's why I have to put the AND condition here. So in this way I can check whether T2 is subtree of T1.